Thank you. This is a gentleman from for the state for being able to be here at this hour. I have a very brief statement to make regarding some pertinent issues that are happening in the country. And in order to contextualize it, permit me to read it as I have put it in black and white. So, ladies and gentlemen, and dear countrymen, I've been quiet for some time now, and many people have been asking me where the country is heading and where we are, and so I would like to state as follows. I joined the Kenya Kwanza Coalition owing to the fact that the principles that they espoused are in tandem with the principles of the party I belong to, namely the Democratic Party of Kenya. Many friends and political colleagues at the time warned me against joining the coalition, but at a personal level, I was persuaded that will be driven by the ideals and the values that the coalition stated as a hustler nation to do the best for the people of Kenya. One of the things we had accused the past regimes of was the existence of disappearances and extrajudicial killings of Kenyans, and we vowed that we would never, at our watch, condone or allow such. We stated this time and time again in the lead up to the last general election.
This press conference by Justin Muturi has really rubbed many Kenya Kwanza officials and members very wrong. Some feeling that he might have come a very wrong way to do things. He has come out to embarrass Kenya Kwanza government. That's according to some posts on social media. However, many people are still concerned about the cases which are happening in Kenya, and many people are really condemning the government. So by Justin Muturi coming out, it's very clear that there is something which might have hurt him so much.
Senator Hilary Sigei, are you concerned by events happening in the country?
As a Kenyan, I must first of all appreciate the fact that every government that is in office has got the responsibility, just as Prof has put it, to protect the lives of its people and also their property. As a legislator, I do get to follow what goes on out there in the countryside, in the city, and in the environment that I live in, both as a resident of Nairobi, for example, and as a resident outside Nairobi. So it is normal to be concerned with whatever is going on. As to now, the extent and the level of concern is what is it that is happening as regards what I would call as a legislator. One, there is something called arrests. There is what we have called abductions by the government, and of course the government is not in the business of abducting people, but I know we'll deal with that in context of a number of these specific issues that we have gone through this morning. But otherwise, as a Kenyan, definitely, I should always be concerned with what is going on in the country.
And are you also further concerned on the lack of meaningful answers on who is abducting Kenyans and where those who have been abducted are taken?
The choice of your words, Ayub, specifically alleges actually that there is indeed abductions. I am concerned when, for example, I have been given, let's look at the statement, for example, by the former AG, the CS for Public Works. Not Public Works, but CS for Public Service.
Yeah.
You read through the statement that is given, you appreciate where it's coming from, but at the same time, you read undertones and also not just a concerned parent, but a political statement. So the answers that would be given to such a statement would be in context of the issue at hand. On the one hand, the former AG saying, look, I am a victim having had my son allegedly abducted sometimes back 6 months ago or so. At the same time now, he has been invited to come. Your son has recorded a statement. It's your time to equally do, because justice, by the way, cuts both ways.
Okay, we'll talk about what's political about the statement, because I was there during that press briefing yesterday, unusual.
Of course, some people are defending the government, some are really condemning it, but the reality is that there have been a lot of cases of abduction in the Republic. This thing has caused widespread condemnation. It has caused widespread cry. In the recent days, we saw how the Ugandan and Tanzania activists were also abducted in broad daylight in Kenya. That was Kisa Besigye and Sarungi from the said. What do you think is happening in the country? Are we really safe in our own country? Those are some of the questions we need to ask ourselves as Kenyans. What reality is going to dawn on us in the next coming days? Let's be honest, let's be sure, let's be willing to face the reality. If Kenya Kwanza needs to get things right, then definitely they need to do some things right. First of all, they must end this issue and sagas of abduction, which are really affecting this republic. If these sagas are aired,
the case for President Uhuru was actually dismissed for insufficient evidence.
Okay.
That means the prosecutor did not gather and present any evidence against the president that would have nailed him. So that was a proper judicial disposition.
Okay.
The case for William Ruto was withdrawn. Mark the words. President Kenyatta's case was dismissed for insufficient evidence. That means once it is dismissed completely, cannot bring it up.
Okay.
Ruto's case was withdrawn for witness interference. When a case has been withdrawn for interference or for another reason, maybe the witnesses are not available, or even the accused person is not available, the prosecutor has the capacity and the power to reinstate that case upon either rearresting the accused or gathering enough evidence or getting new witnesses.
Okay.
It also happens in our jurisdiction, in our courts, under Section 87. Many cases have been withdrawn under Section 87 by our courts. That means upon the gathering of evidence, the accused will be called to answer to his crime or to his offense. And that is what now happening in the ICC.